Offensively, I thought our guys were really good too. I mean, we had 39 assists on 54 buckets. That's big time. The guys are sharing the ball. They're not afraid to share the ball. It was a lot of fun to see, and then we had four guys with 20 points, 20 or more points. And so when you get that type of production offensively and you defend the way you do, you can have a chance to win a lot of games. Obviously, Domas was fantastic with his ninth triple-double. I think he's trailing Jokic. Jokic may have 11, and Domas has 9. 19th consecutive game with a double-double. He's obviously playing at all-star level, but to get the scoring that we got from Keegan, Fox, and Malik with Domas's triple-double was a really big night for those four guys. But I tell you, we had two guys come off the bench that I thought were catalysts in bringing us energy and helping change the tide of the game. And the first one is Juan Toscano-Anderson. I thought he was really good. He got after a loose ball one time and got the bench and everybody fired up because he came up with it. Keegan dove on the ground. You got to get a little dirty when you see those 50-50 balls, and that was good to see us get after it, come up with it, and convert it. And then the other guy is Trey Lyles. I thought Trey's energy was really, really big for us, especially when we were down. He came in and he rebounded his tail off. He even crashed the offensive glass in what we call our crash zone area, picking up a couple of fouls just because he was going so hard. So those two guys were really, really big for us changing the tide of the game. But a good win versus a team that came out really hot tonight.
Mike, what was the spirit of the team after the first quarter, and what do you think was the catalyst for that second quarter?
I thought the spirit was okay. Guys knew it was a long basketball game, and we just kept messing around with the rotation. I threw Ron out there when I called his name, and I kind of looked at him. He looked back up at me, and he was like, "Did I hear you right?" And I said, "Yeah, Juan." He goes, "Oh, okay." And we had to talk him through a few sets out on the floor, but Juan and Trey were really big. I thought Malik was too for us on both ends of the floor. But the energy that Juan and Trey brought and the defensive intensity and the communication was really big for us to climb back into that game sooner than later.
I think it was the Atlanta game when you went with Davion, and that kind of wasn't really the plan. Was the move to go to Juan in this scenario kind of similar? Like, we just need a change of energy, maybe switch this up in a way that we didn't really foresee before the game? For sure.
Juan, I mean, he just got back in uniform, I think, tonight before the game. And so I didn't plan on playing him. I just thought we needed a little jolt of energy. I thought we needed something defensively. We needed guys that would fly around. And so I called Juan's number. That's what he does.
And just Keegan, particularly the burst, I think it was a 7-0 burst that he just had in the second quarter. Just what stood out to you about Keegan in that moment? And it also seemed like there was some defense leading to offense in that sequence.
Yeah, I thought he mixed it up. He didn't just settle for the three. He didn't just settle for the little step back. He got to the rim. He shot the pull-up. He shot a floater. He shot a couple of threes. And then, like you said, that defense generated some easy looks on the offense end of the floor, and he was a beneficiary of a couple of those. And he's a guy, when he sees one or two go down, look out, that thing is like an ocean to him.
I know you're not going to look too far ahead on the schedule, but this road trip, you have Philadelphia on Friday. You go to Milwaukee. You have Phoenix. Just how important is it to start this road trip off on a good note with tonight and tomorrow in Charlotte?
Well, I really, I just try to get the next one, and obviously anytime you go out on the road or you're at home, you want to, and you're going to be there for a while, you want to get the first one or two, but at the end of the day, if we don't play like we're capable of, this win won't propel us to anything. So we have to go into Charlotte tomorrow with a focus and an energy that was similar to us in these last three quarters tonight, and try to get that game before moving on to the next.
Mike, Domas always plays with energy, passion. It seemed a little extra tonight. Did you get the sense that he knew how big tonight was, coming off the last game?
No, I think you said it to start. To me, Domas always plays with passion and energy. That's just his makeup, and I wouldn't say it was any less than what it was in the last game. He obviously knew, just like everybody else, that we should have and could have played better in our last outing, and we didn't. And this is the next one that's in front of. We talked about it. We cleaned up what we need to clean up, and it was evident in what we saw tonight. And so this was the next one, and our guys were locked in after that first quarter, and they figured out a way or found a way to get this tonight.
That one play you talked about with Keegan diving on the
Yeah.
floor. I think Malik was on the ground also.
Yeah.
Is that something you preach to the guys and want to see from the guys?
100%. We've anytime that ball is bouncing, we got to find a way to get it. And the best way to get it usually is the first guy on the ground. Because if you're diving on the ground, a lot of times guys are going to move out the way. And we haven't done a good job of coming up with those 50-50 balls. We haven't done a good job of getting on the ground. So it was really good to see a couple of guys get on the ground during that possession.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
All right.